Welcome to the Man to Man Sports Podcast. This is Brad.
And I'm Ethan, and boy, did we have a great week 5 of the NFL.
It sure was, but first let's start with our Dog or Dud segment. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so first up, defensive tackle, Kansas City Chiefs, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, he's been a dog his entire career, a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Maybe the gas has gone a little bit. He's kind of given up on plays a little too early. I would maybe say a dud so far this season.
Well, time catches everybody.
Yeah.
No one beats time. But I'm going to say he's still got a dog in his heart. He's
True.
had one bad game.
Fair enough.
All right. Next up, quarterback, Detroit Lions, Jared Goff.
Oh, Jared Goff is a dog. I've always believed in him. He can throw a good ball. He's not inaccurate. He's a good player with good players around him.
Yeah, I think I've always been more of a skeptic of Jared Goff's. But this year he's been on fire. So I got to give him the dog status this year.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. All right. Next up, running back, Dallas Cowboys, Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams is a dog. Ever since last season with Denver, he's been a really good running back, and now with Dallas, he's putting up great fantasy points, and he's just been a great player for that Dallas Cowboys offense.
Yeah, I've been a fan of him since day one coming out of college. He just couldn't stay healthy. Now he's in Dallas, and I do this thing every week where I look at the top performers, and Javonte Williams has been in the top performers 3 out of the 5 weeks this year.
I believe it.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
All right, next up, wide receiver, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Emeka Egbuka.
Oh, that guy's a dog. The best rookie of this class.
So far, for me, he's getting the Rookie of the Year vote. He's come into a place that was depleted at wide receiver with injuries, and he's been their one constant through it all as a rookie. So, in my book, he's a dog.
Dog.
All right. Next up, defensive end, Washington Commanders, Dorrance Armstrong. Before you answer, just know that he's played 5 games. He has 5 sacks this season.
Wow, on the pace for 17 sacks. I don't know if he keeps up with that. He's always been kind of a mid player, middle of the pack. I think he's kind of standing out this season, having a dog season for sure.
I think so. So I looked. His career high is 8 sacks in a season. And he's always been more of the run-stop defender.
Yeah.
I think when they rearranged the
defensive line, yes.
Defensive line this year, they said, you're going to be our pass rush guy. You got to be. He come in leaner, and he's really taken on the task. And so far this season, Dorrance Armstrong is a dog.
Dog.
All right, next up, that Broncos defense.
Oh, I've been raving about them all season. They're dogs. They're great this season.
They have been strong all year. The only time they've looked great all year, period. The only time the Broncos have struggled is when they've struggled on offense.
Completely agree.
Yeah, all right, and lastly, as we do 7 each week, we'll end with quarterback Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa.
There you go.
I'd have him as a dud. He's just, ever since he was injury prone, he's just not been the same, and I think he's a dud now.
He's a guy who's always had a high completion percentage, but when the game's on the line, he struggles, it seems, and, the concussion. So, Tua, you were great in college. You give it your all for sure, but, man, I'm sorry. You're hitting the dud status. And that wraps up our Dog or Dud segment. So,
okay.
On for the recap?
On for the recap.
Let's
and like I said, we had a great week 5 of games from the start, from the Thursday night game being San Francisco at LA, the Rams. San Francisco taking this one 26-23.
Yeah, it really surprised me. The Rams were coming in strong off of a big win against the Colts, and the Niners were kind of licking their chops against the Jaguars, still kind of beat up. But they brought in this Kendrick Bourne kid, right?
Oh,
wow, what a performance he had.
Yeah, they need it with all their receivers hurt right now. The big stealing point of the game was San Francisco having the 4th down stop. Sean McVay taking the blame for the bad play call on that play. When I'm thinking of that play, why are we not throwing it with Matthew Stafford in the backfield?
Very surprised that, yes.
Yeah, with the game on the line, I want my veteran quarterback to throw the ball, even if it is a 4th and 1. I think you had a better chance throwing it. Maybe a play to Puka or one of your many receivers you have in that offense.
Yeah, I spoke about Javonte Williams 3 out of the 5 weeks being a top performer.
Yeah.
Puka's been on that list 4 out of 5, 4 consecutive weeks in a row.
Wow, I am not surprised.
He had 10 catches in this game. Why not try it one more time, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good point. Another big standout of the game is Mac Jones. He had 342 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is phenomenal for a backup quarterback.
Well, it just goes to show, don't give up on these young quarterbacks too early. We've seen it all over the league. Players have been given up on, tossed aside, and then they get a shot a year or two down the road as a backup, and they flourish.
Yeah, as RG3 says, it's not always the player. Sometimes it's the system, and we're seeing that a lot now. Sam Darnold from the New York Jets, just a bad system. That little spurt where New England didn't really have an identity, that's when Mac Jones was the quarterback. He goes to a place with an identity like Kyle Shanahan's offense. He's flourishing, like you said.
Yeah, I think that's just proof positive. Baker Mayfield obviously is another one you can throw out there too. I mean, he is a dog if there ever was one in Tampa, where just a couple years ago they were putting him on the bench in Carolina.
Yeah, that is crazy. Another big point to make in this game is the Rams kicker Cardi. This season has had 4 blocked kicks, which is a high number. You got to start getting that ball higher.
Yeah, I remember watching years of football without even seeing a block kick, and then this guy's got 4 in a season.
Yeah,
something's wrong.
Yeah, they need to find a new kicker or maybe a new special teams coach to get the blocking in order.
100%. Yeah, they've got to fix that, or this is going to affect their Super Bowl chances.
Very true. So we'll move on to our next game. It was a sloppy game down in London, Minnesota against Cleveland. Minnesota taking this one 21-17.
Yeah, we said Minnesota had the advantage because they got to stay overseas for a week, and I think it showed in this game.
It very much showed, but someone who did not get jet lag was Quinshon Judkins with 24 touches, 128 yards. I would put that guy in the dog category as well.
For sure. As a rookie, he's been a standout, and it's a pleasure to watch these young guys run. I think he's got a bright future. Hopefully the Browns can figure out their quarterback woes, and maybe they can win some football games with that kid.
Yeah, even with the quarterback woes in Minnesota, Justin Jefferson, 7 receptions, 123 yards, showing it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He is the best receiver in the league.
Bar none. The only one that even comes close is Jamar Chase.
Yes.
But we've seen him struggle with Browning, and where Justin Jefferson has not struggled at all.
Exactly. And we'll move on to our 1 o'clock games. Houston at Baltimore. Houston demolishing this one 44-10. C.J. Stroud having the best game of his season. 23 of 27. 244 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, we said last week that CJ got the monkey off his back, and it showed in this game. He played a lot looser and freer, and frankly, just a lot better.
Yeah, maybe a little hyphen on this game because Baltimore was missing 8 starters on offense and defense. It's a big loss.
It is. It's too much to overcome with any team when you have so much parity in this league. We've certainly watched it as Washington fans over the years. And so I feel your pain, Raven fans, but hang in there because you do have some good players who will be back soon.
Yeah, and a bright future with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so we'll move on to our next game. The New York Giants going down to New Orleans, losing it 26-14.
Yeah, you called this, and this is simply just where youth caught up to them a little bit. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterby both had costly fumbles. In times where you couldn't. Cam Scatterby actually had a great game, but the fumble was at the very worst time possible. And the Saints come away with the win. Kudos to the Saints for not letting down this season with a rough year, making Spencer Rattler look good. Yeah. And, who knows, maybe they can pull a couple more wins out this season.
Yeah, on with your turnover stat, Saints won the turnover battle 5-0. So
wow,
just a lot of turnovers from that young Giants team.
It is still a lot of hope in New York though for this team. A lot of nice young talent. It's just it's a maturity thing. They'll get there.
Yeah, the big play of this game being Rashid Shaheed, 87-yard touchdown. It was incredible to watch.
That dude's fast, isn't he?
He is fast.
I've loved him since day one. Was a great return man, and now he's really a great number one receiver for the Saints.
Yeah, someone else you loved who had a big game in this one was Kool-Aid McKinstry. 2 interceptions in this game.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, he's kind of struggled this season, but looked great in this game.
He did.
I still think he's a guy with a lot of future and a lot of potential. Maybe an all-pro one day.
Yeah, I could see that now. Yeah, and so we move on to our next game, probably the game of the week. Denver at Philadelphia. Denver taking this one 21-17 in the big upset.
Yeah, I was really...
An upset that you called.
I did call it. I had a hunch. Really, it was just a heart pick. I was really hoping that Broncos defense would show out, and they sure enough did. They done everything that you could ask for from a defense against a very tough Eagles team. And then on the offensive side, they done enough to win the game. So
yeah, with Cortland Sutton, 8 receptions, 99 yards. In both of these offenses, 0 turnovers in this entire game.
Yeah, that's what a good football game looks like.
Exactly.
Neither team really wanted to give or take give anything, and really come down to will. And this particular game, just the Broncos' will, and perhaps the ball bounced a little bit their way, and they won. They won a tough game.
They did that. My big question in this game was Saquon Barkley only having 9 touches the entire game. It's your stud. The Eagles being up 14 in the fourth quarter, letting up 18 unanswered points to lose this game. I understand you're not trying to play it safe, but you have Saquon Barkley in the backfield. Get him the ball.
And you can tell the Phillies' game plan was to get A.J. Brown the ball.
Exactly.
And deservedly so. But when you have this kind of lead and you have Saquon Barkley, feed the beast.
Feed the bees, yes.
Yes.
That was their identity last year. It was him and Jalen Hurts running the ball, and neither one of them ran the ball that much in this game. They were throwing the ball a lot, and Jalen Hurts did have 280 yards for 2 touchdowns against the Broncos defense.
Yeah.
But he was throwing the ball a lot, so that's maybe why he got those stats when they should have been running the ball more.
Yeah, I think that Philly thought, well, this is our way to beat them. But when you have that lead, then it's all about ball control and time of possession.
Yeah, if they came with that game plan, they came with the wrong game plan. With Denver leading the league in sacks this season, and they have a top-tier corner, which probably causes a lot of those sacks, in
Patrick Surtain.
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, he's a shutdown corner, probably the best shutdown corner in the league right now.
Yes.
And so tough break for the Eagles, but let's face it, they've been pretty lucky so far this season. It was bound to happen, and it happened to a good team.
Yeah, it was a good wake-up call. Maybe they come out next week with maybe a little bit of a better game plan.
Absolutely. No one goes unscathed in the NFL, so it was just their turn.
Yeah, very true. And so we move on to our next game. Dallas at New York playing the Jets, and Dallas taking this one 37-22. The Jets defense still not showing up.
Yeah, it really surprised me. Cowboys have a great offense, don't get me wrong.
Very true.
Dak's probably having, honestly, his best season ever. Even without CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams has been outstanding. Jake Ferguson has probably been the best tight end in that NFC East so far.
Yeah, maybe in the entire NFC.
Yeah, he's really played outstanding. He's played outstanding this year. So it was a tall task, but I really thought the Jets would come out here and do more on offense to take some of the pressure off their defense, and that just didn't happen.
No, it didn't. Javonte Williams, we were talking about him earlier being a dog. Star player of this game, 16 carries, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and to be noted on the opposite end of that, Breece Hall had a good game for the Jets as well.
Very true.
It's just he was the only one on the Jets offense that seemed to could generate any positive yardage.
Yeah, it's tough when you're on the field that much. The Jets defense letting up points very quickly, and they were pulling together in the second half. The Jets offense was. Got to start doing that in the first half rather than coming in the second half.
Yeah, and you got to get it in the end zone.
Yes.
You've got to, especially with a defense like Dallas's,
Exactly.
which is, it's been kind of mediocre at best.
Yeah.
And this was the Jets' chance to show that they were better than what they were. Unfortunately, for Aaron Glenn, I think this is going to be a long season.
Yeah, this was the best the Dallas defense has played all season. Yeah. They were generating pressure the entire game, which was leading to the turnovers.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. I know the Jets have spent right much money on that offensive line.
Yeah.
It did not pay off in this game.
No, it did not. We'll move on to our next game. Las Vegas taking a beating against Indianapolis at Indianapolis. The Colts taking this one 40-6.
Yeah, like had the Colts winning.
Of course.
I thought it'd be a closer game than this. Clearly, that Colts defense is better than I anticipated, and the Raiders, man, they've got weapons, but they can't keep from turning over the football.
Yes, Geno Smith with 2 more interceptions in this game, leading the league with 9 interceptions through 5 games.
Hard to win a football game like that.
Very true. You got Genty in the backfield generating all those yards, but it doesn't matter if your quarterback turns the ball over on the other side of the field.
And like we said, this team, they don't have that star receiver, but they have 3 solid receivers.
And it's been tough with Brock Bowers playing injured, and he was out in this game too, his main weapon.
Yeah, and he is a star. But even Michael Mayer is no slouch. He's better than most starting tight ends in the league.
Very true.
And so,
he was also out.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I forgot Michael Mayer was out of this game. And so maybe that was a difference with Bowers and Mayer being out and Geno being turnover prone. It was just too much of a task to try to beat this Colts defense.
Yeah, it's tough to beat that Colts offense as well. Jonathan Taylor, 3 more touchdowns this week. The guy cannot be held out of the end zone.
He is a stud at 2,000 yards.
I could see it this year. He had, I think, 80 in this game, which, I mean, he's had a multiple 100-yard games, so he's still on his way to get that 2,000-yard season. And so we move on to our next game being Miami at Carolina. Carolina win this one 27-24. Miami up 17-0 in the first half, and then letting up 20 unanswered points to lose the game.
Yeah, and I called it. I picked the Dolphins, and I said the Panthers have broke my heart every week, and they did it again.
Yeah.
So whatever I pick in the Panthers game, you just pick the opposite. You make a lot of money this year.
But one thing no one could have expected was Rico Dowg coming out with a 200-yard rushing game and a touchdown. Dude was unstoppable against that Miami defense.
I mean, he had a good year last year in Dallas, and you come in as like a backup or a shared role.
Yes.
Last week, he kind of pulled even with Hubbard in carries. This week, he obviously got the bulk of them, and wow, did he make the best of it.
Yes, he did. I think he submitted himself as that starter.
For sure, yeah. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a win. And maybe the Panthers have found something here. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And so we move on to our next game, being Tampa Bay at Seattle. Tampa Bay taking this one 38-35 in the upset. A great game. The key to victory in this one being Tampa Bay causing 2 turnovers. One of these turnovers coming with under a minute left to set up the field goal.
Yeah, and I said it would be a field goal game. It was.
It was.
Baker was unbelievable again. Sam Darnold, unbelievable game.
Yes.
And it was really 2 good teams here. I know Baker turned the ball over a little bit in this game, but
so did Sam Darnold.
So did Sam Darnold. And it really evened out. These were 2 good teams. I think both these teams are playoff teams.
I agree. Listen to these stats, like we were talking about, those quarterbacks. Baker, 29 of 33 with 379 yards and 2 touchdowns. Probably leading the MVP race right now.
I could not argue that. Could not argue. And Sam Darnold had a great game too.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, 28 of 34, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. Yeah, I think there were 3 guys that threw 4 touchdowns this week, which is pretty amazing. C.J. Stroud, Sam Darnold, and Dak Prescott.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, very impressive week for quarterbacks.
Very much so. JSN having 8 receptions, 132 yards, and a touchdown in a great game.
Yeah, it was a great game, and hey, it's 2 juggernaut teams, like I said.
Yeah, 2 playoff teams probably. Egbuka being, of course, the leading receiver, 7 receptions, 163 yards, and a touchdown. That is crazy.
Yeah, put a rookie putting up veteran stats right there.
So good. I really like this kid.
And it's to be noted that the Bucs done this without Bucky Irvin, who has been outstanding for them this year. So
Rachaad White holding up his own. He's never been a bad running back, but he's probably one of the best number 2s in the league.
Hard to argue that. He's tough, and I mean Tampa's really proved that they can win no matter who's there. As long as Baker's leading the helm, they can disperse the ball enough to win football games.
Yeah, him and Todd Bowles make a dangerous combination.
They do that. They do that. It's exciting to see what they do this year.
Very true. And we move on to our next game, a crazy game. Tennessee winning this one 22-21 at Arizona.
Yeah, that game really come down to the wire. It's kind of heartbreaking for the Cardinals. But, hey, look at the Titans pulling out a win.
Yeah, Cam Ward, 21 of 39, 265 yards. Calvin Ridley finally having a good game, 5 receptions, 130 yards.
Yeah, they paid him a lot of money to come to Tennessee to be the number one, and he finally done it.
Yeah, he finally making that money worth it. Listen to this end sequence of this game. Arizona up 21-6 entering the fourth quarter. Amari DiMarcardo, 71-yard run, drops the ball at the 1-yard line, giving the ball to Tennessee. Tennessee goes down the field. Arizona then intercepts the ball just to fumble it into the end zone, and then Tennessee gets a free touchdown. It was such a crazy ending of this game.
It was crazy, and how heartbreaking for this young running back. But, I mean, we just saw it a couple weeks ago. Carry the ball to the back of the end zone. That way you don't have to worry about it. Keep that sucker high and tight till you're in the wall, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. It was a really good game. We'll move on to our next one, though. Washington at Los Angeles Chargers. Washington taking this one big, 27-10 in an upset. Great game. Ja'Cory Cross-Numero being the star player of this game. 16 touches, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, this game started out a lot like Washington Atlanta last week, with Los Angeles getting up 10-0 really fast, and we thought, here's this Washington defense again. But then something happened. They got tired of stinking.
Yeah.
It caused a turnover.
It caused 2 turnovers.
Yes, they caused another one in the fourth and a pivotal end zone interception, which was just a great play. A tip pass by Jazari Newton. It was intercepted by Mikey Sanderson,
Great tip
now has 2 interceptions in 2 weeks. And so Washington's defense showing up, showing out. Dorrance Armstrong, 2 sacks. The ageless wonder Von Miller with a sack and a half. They really put a lot of pressure on
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. And now we see this Chargers offensive line, which held up really well at the beginning of the year despite their injuries, now seeming to show a lot of cracks.
Yeah, with that Joe All injury, I think that was the big crack. That made it kind of unstoppable to stop that flood of water towards Justin Herbert.
Yeah, they're struggling at tackle right now. They need to figure that out. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough year for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, they had Super Bowl hopes. Hopefully those tackles get back quickly in a speedy recovery, and I think they're right back in that Super Bowl conversation.
Yeah, this defense is a Super Bowl defense.
Yes.
And this offense has weapons. It's just you got to protect your quarterback.
Yeah, and Washington knows that better than anyone.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, Jaden Daniels being back really made a world of difference in this game. It really showed why he was Rookie of the Year last year.
Exactly.
He showed a little rust in the beginning, missing a few deep throws. Then he hit Luke McCaffrey, 50 yards, perfect. He had a nice pass to Debo in the end zone. He was running around even with that knee brace. And Washington's back.
Washington's back. I like to hear it. I'm glad Washington got healthy. I don't like when any team's injured. They just missing Terry McLaurin, and they're back in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with them the next couple of weeks.
All right, our next game being Detroit at Cincinnati. Detroit winning this one, 37-24. Jake Browning, 3 more interceptions.
Yeah, poor Jake. He's having a really rough go behind that offensive line. Aiden Hutchinson had a good game. The Lions had a good game.
Yeah.
Right, Jared Goff was amazing in this game, throwing the ball around at will. And, wow, the Lions look like a top-notch team. The Bengals look like they're missing their star quarterback.
Yeah, Jared Goff, his stats were 19 of 23, 258 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He was a man on the mission, not missing any balls. Having 2 receivers at almost 100 yards, he was dealing that ball to anyone who would catch it.
Yeah, that's what Jared Goff does best, right? When he's got time to throw, he's as good as any quarterback in the league. And the Lions roll this week, as they have now for 3-4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, scoring 30 points in 4 or 5 games is really impressive.
It is. This is a juggernaut offense.
Yes, and so we move on to our next game. a great Sunday night game. New England at Buffalo. Buffalo wearing the all whites. New England taking this one in a huge upset, 23-20.
Yeah, it really surprised me. Drake May has played some good football. First 2 weeks were kind of shoddy, but ever since week 3, he seemed to have turned it around.
Yeah, I think he got used to the new coaching staff and he got really settled in the new offense. Like we said, great game this week, 22 of 30, 273 yards.
Yeah, what a revenge game for Stephon Diggs this week, huh?
10 receptions, 146 yards. It's crazy.
Yeah, I picked him as a fantasy bust. That was wrong. He looked outstanding, and the Bills, they showed some cracks in their armor. We talked about it with the Eagles. Nobody goes unscathed. And this week, Buffalo's defense had a letdown game.
Well, yeah, it was really the turnover battle. Patriots winning it with 3 turnovers. The Bills looked great in those all-white uniforms, but they just didn't live up to the uniforms.
Yeah, it's a shame, but hey, maybe they can wear them again sometime this season.
Hopefully, they looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game. We move on to our next game, Kansas City at Jacksonville. Great Monday night game. My upset of the week, and it hits 31-28. Jacksonville takes it in a great game.
You called it. I thought the Chiefs were off the schneid, but apparently these guys they're not there yet, and the Jags prove yet again they can play with anybody.
Yeah, the defense showing up again. The big play of the game was Devon Lloyd's 99 interception touchdown return.
Yeah, he's been a guy I was talking about that player list.
Yeah.
He's been on there multiple times. I think 3 of the 5 weeks this year.
Yeah, last week winning AFC Player of the Week, and I think he has a chance this week to win AFC Defensive Player of the Week again.
Yeah, he's really been a star on this defense, and I don't know what has happened here, but all of a sudden Jacksonville is a defensive team, and they have lots of weapons. We've talked about Trevor Lawrence having a good year. They've got lots of weapons on offense. This is a team that, if they stay healthy, being the caveat for everyone, right?
Of course, yes.
If they stay healthy, they could really make a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, Travis Hunter having one of his best games, but I really wanted to focus on Trevor Lawrence in this game. He led his team in rushing, 10 rushes, 54 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns, of course, being the game-winning touchdown, where he trips over his offensive lineman's foot, he stumbles on the ground, gets back up, breaks a tackle, and then breaks the plane for a touchdown.
Is that not a crazy play?
It's one of the best 1-yard runs I've ever seen.
Yeah, you never look at Trevor Lawrence as being this athletic wonder. He has shown speed in the past, but he's just not a guy who does it much.
Yes.
This game, though, he really showed it, and wow, what a play to win the game.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes leading his team in rushing. 6 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. Both of these guys having a rushing touchdown in this game. They really need some running help. Well, more the Chiefs, where they have Travis Etienne. He just didn't show up this week. Trevor Etienne.
Yeah, well, Etienne and Bashan Tootin,
yes,
both have dynamic playability. Where you look at the Chiefs' backfield, I don't know what's happened to Isaac Pacheco.
Yeah, he had his longest run in this game of the season, being 12 yards.
Yeah, he seems to have lost a step. Maybe he's playing hurt. A lot of times we don't know this stuff till the end of the year. And then, there doesn't seem to be a dynamic backup for him.
Yeah, the big play of the first half being the Chiefs causing a fumble at the 1-yard line. And then they take it all that way and scored a touchdown. They were up 14-0 early. You could tell that they were trying to give Travis Hunter his first touchdown of the year, which was kind of hurting him in the first quarter. They kind of stopped that, and they're like, we got to win this game. This is a big one. And they won it. I really commend Liam Cohen's leadership in this game. He's a great head coach.
Seems to be off to the right track. Like I said, I'm really excited about what Jacksonville can do this year. On the other hand, the Chiefs need to figure it out. They need to figure it out now, or they may not be in the playoffs this year.
Yes, I completely agree. They need to figure it out because next week they got Detroit. I would say they probably have the hardest schedule through the first 6 weeks of any team in the NFL.
Well, when you go to the Super Bowl, you should have the hardest schedule.
Very true.
And so them and the Eagles have been pretty tough. The Eagles have been able to win some of these tough games where the Chiefs have not yet.
Yeah, and like we talked about, a lot to do with injury. They're healthy now, and their offense is back to what it used to be. but their defense needs to catch up like we talked about. Chris Jones needs to put in the effort, being that star player on the defense. He's got to give it his all every week, and he kind of tried to take a week off this week, and that was kind of what hurt him in the end.
Well, I think, if anyone can figure it out, it's Andy Reid. And so I'm
Yes.
sure he'll get them motivated. And I'm sure this is not a team that's going to lie down and have a bad year. But at this point, you got to win a lot of games just to make the playoffs.
Completely agree. I think it's up in the air. This is, like we said, no undefeated teams left right now. A lot of away teams winning this week. It's a crazy NFL season that we're having right now, and I'm here for it. I love to see the craziness. I can't wait for the playoffs. It's going to be one of the best playoffs in years.
Excellent. Yep, I agree, and I can't wait till next week. I'm ready for more football already.
Yeah, so that's the Week 5 recap. Now that we've recapped Week 5, now we got to give our top 10 trending dogs, top 10 trending teams, a big switch up this week.
Yeah, a lot of movers and shakers this week because a lot of our top 10 lost.
Yes.
The number 1, 2, and 3 teams lost this week.
Yes.
So here it goes. Well, you want to start or you want me to?
I'll start. Let's start with Denver being our number 10 team.
Yeah, first time on the list.
And deservingly so, beating our number 1 team from last week in a very good game.
Defense is dog, team is a dog this week.
Very true.
All right, number 9 and moving up one spot, the Indianapolis Colts with another big win.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about them being a top 5 team. I really need to see them beat a top 5 team before I can say they are a top 5 team.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and so we move on to our number 8 team, a huge fall off this week,
Yeah.
losing to San Francisco, which is a really good team, but the Rams falling to our 8th slot.
Yeah, it seems to be our number 3 ranking spot is a trap for everybody because everyone that moves into the 3 spot loses the next week. They dropped 5 spots this week in a loss that they lost to a good team, but a team I thought they should have beaten.
Completely agree.
So at number 7, back on the list after taking a 1-week hiatus, the San Francisco 49ers beating the Rams.
Yeah, you got to put them above them if they beat them.
I agree. Niners, they lost to the Jaguars, and at this point, who can blame them?
Exactly. That's their one loss of the season, I'm pretty sure.
It is.
And as it looks, it's a good loss.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
With our injured team, they're still playing as a top 7 team. The reason why we took them off was because of injuries. But they came out this week and beat our number 3 team. So they're a really good team, even with the injuries.
They're trending up, and when they get everybody healthy, look out for the 49ers.
Yeah, not much to say about our number 6 pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers had a week off, so we kept them at the number 6.
Yeah, the third 3-1. It's their spot to win or lose, and, they done neither this week. So.
Exactly.
So moving up to number 5, moving up 3 spots with that Monday night win, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I love the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think right now they are a top 5 team.
I agree. They are so much fun to watch. I hope they continue to win.
I completely agree. Falling to our number 4 slot from our number 2 of last week, the Buffalo Bills in a bad loss against New England. They got to pull that one out. They're still a top 4 team. The offense still looks great.
So when you're the Buffalo Bills, you're 4-0, and you're favored in a game, you have to win that home game under the lights. And they weren't able to do that this week.
Yeah, an unfortunate loss for sure.
Yeah, so number 3 moving up one spot. Another team we've raved about all year, that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They look good. They keep winning the close games, which some would say is not the best look if you're in a bunch of close games. But if you're winning all the close games, that's a good sign. That's what playoffs are.
Yeah, despite injuries, they've continued to win. They won a tough game on the road against a very good Seattle team that we argued about putting in our top 10 this week. So Bucks at number 3, very excited about it.
Yeah, and our number 2 slot moving up a couple of spots is the Detroit Lions with probably the best offense in the league, scoring 30 points in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, they lost week 1 to our then number 1 team, and ever since then they've just been unbeatable. They've been unbelievable on offense and very, I would say, better than what we expected in defense.
Very much so.
Yeah, and so that leaves the number 1 spot.
Yeah, I think we know who it is, even after a loss this week.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles we argued about putting them there, but at the end of the day, they lost to a very good team. They barely lost. And if you were to ask me if they were to play the Lions, which are our number 2, I think they would beat the Lions right now. And so ultimately we kept them at that 1. Let's see if they can rebound from that loss next week. And let's see if the Lions continue to roll and maybe earn that number 1 spot.
Yeah, my one reason was I think Detroit really needs to be a top tier team. The Philadelphia has proven they can beat a top tier team like in Tampa Bay, losing a close one to Denver. Detroit lost to Green Bay early in the season. Detroit got up against Kansas City this week. It's a week to prove it that they are this top tier team.
Yeah, and to the Lions' defense too, they lost week 1. They lost to a good team, and they lost the first game without both coordinators. So it was really a learning game for them. Ever since then, they've been on a roll. It would not surprise me if they hit number 1 this year.
Exactly, and so that's our top 10 trending teams, our top 10 trending dogs. Let us know if you would switch some spots around, who's in your top 10 that maybe we left out. We had a couple arguments between Washington, Seattle, and Denver, and the Colts. It's a up in the air debate, and let us know what you think.
Absolutely, but before we go, I think you have something.
Yeah, we got a trivia question. We love our trivia around here. This one I came up with. It was so here it is. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So when were the last 3 seasons where no team made it into Week 6 undefeated as we are right now?
That's a tough question. I feel like it's happened fairly recent, but not in the 2020s. For some reason, I've got that year the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles in my head. 2018.
I think it was 2018. Yes.
That would be my guess.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
Okay. Another one that sticks out in my head, going way back, so this may have happened more since then, but I think back to 1990-91 season, the Giants and 49ers were both like undefeated going into Week 5, and then they both lost unexpected games before their Week 6 matchup. And so I'm gonna say that year, 90-91.
You are correct.
Yeah.
But was not in the last 3 times that it's happened.
Oh, daggone. Okay, so I got one more guess. So before 91, but probably not before 18. This is a tough one. I'm gonna say 2006.
Unfortunately not. So let us know your guess in the comments. I thought this was a good question. Let us know if you like it. Come back to our next episode. We'll have another trivia question. And let us know your thoughts on this trivia question.
Yeah, hopefully you do better than I did. So that's our show. Thank you for tuning in to the Man to Man Sports Podcast.
Yeah, and have sweet road trips like all the away teams did this week, coming away with a win. That's our Week 5 review. Make sure to come back to our Week 6 predictions and
deuces.